Okay, and if you're not interested right now, can I give you a call back in a couple of weeks maybe? No guys, that's not how we do it. I'm going to be teaching you how to nail the first 15 minutes of any cold call so that you can secure yourself a meeting with a potentially brand new client from anywhere in the world, and yes, over the phone. Stick around to the end of this video because you're going to be getting my exact method on how to do that, which can actually build your business and grow your business to heights way beyond where it's currently at, simply because you can turn a phone call out of thin air into a meeting, which you can then turn into a paid client. First thing you want to do when you open a call with any new business is you want to start off with something that I call instant familiarity. Now, instant familiarity can be a sequence of words, different words, but the main thing is your tonality. And the way to achieve instant familiarity on a call for me and all of the consultants that I've taught is by using this context. Context is, imagine you are speaking to a friend that you haven't seen in years. Okay, that's the tonality, as silly as it sounds. Think about that for a second. Have you got a friend right now who you haven't touched base with, who you haven't seen for a long time, but at some point in your lives you were together, you were spending time and you were having a lot of fun together doing whatever it is, work, sport, whatever that is? If so, how would you open up a phone call if you were speaking to them? Would it be stiff and cold and closed, or would it be open, energetic and happy to obviously see and hear from that person again? That's what we're trying to achieve from the opening of a call. The first thing you guys want to achieve is instant familiarity. Second thing when opening a call is you need to get straight to the point. So let's say we've got a prospect, a business owner called John. Hey John, how's it going? How's your day been? That can be the first thing that you do, instant familiarity. Now remember, John isn't expecting your call. So when you give that instant familiarity, all of a sudden now he's thinking, hold on a minute, do I know this person? And that's the level of curiosity you want to build, but that won't last for a long time, guys, so don't take the piss, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to set the intention for the call by telling them the reason for the call. Yes, get straight to the point. Don't waste people's time. If you don't respect their time, you can never expect them to respect your time. So you jump straight into the reason for the call. John, the reason for the call today is I'm super excited about seeing everything that you're doing online. And if you've got literally 10 seconds, I'm going to tell you exactly why you'll be interested on staying on this phone with me. Now look, that's intentional. It gets to the point, and you're also putting our third major point of opening any call with a potential new client in there, which is, if you noticed it, a compliment. Ladies and gentlemen, compliments in life go a long, long way. They can help you ease tension. They can change the energy and vibration of a conversation. And especially with a new relationship, the biggest mistake I see people making is they start it with criticism. Hey John, I've seen your website and I think that you could do with some help on improving it. It looks a bit old, it looks a bit outdated. Do you think that you need a new website? Before they can think about the new website, they're offended. The human race, we're very sensitive souls. You can't lead with criticism. The opposite of criticism is compliments. Regardless of what their social media, their ads, their content, their website looks like, it isn't your place to criticize, because at the end of the day, they're trying, they've got one, which is more than not having one, and they're probably doing a half decent job, because if they're still operational, their business is working. Now remember, this call is not to pitch your products. This is very, very different. This is an appointment setting call. So you don't want to jump in by teaching them and telling them everything under the sun, because guess what? They probably don't have the time. Also, they don't know you yet. So between this call and setting the appointment call to actually hear you out about your products and your pitch, you need to, of course, give them more information, send them information on your company, get them more familiar and comfortable with who you guys are as a business. So just to be clear, guys, the whole point of this call is to book a meeting where they will actually be able to sit down and give you the time of day. That could be on another phone call, that could be on a Zoom call, and Honestly, I wouldn't recommend it, but that could also be face-to-face. In this modern day and age, face-to-face conversations are long-winded, they're not necessary, and they're also inefficient. So I wouldn't recommend doing face-to-face. Next point I want to make about getting yourself tons more meetings out of thin air is, what if there is a gatekeeper? Guess what, guys? The exact same principle applies. If you don't know the name of the owner of the business, you're not going to be able to give that instant familiarity. However, one of the ways to bypass the gatekeeper is by becoming familiar with them. Having the same instant familiarity with them will brighten up their day, make them feel good, and also is the same exact approach to the call with John, the business owner in this example. So use the same method, speak to them, and then once you've got them on side, you can talk about setting an appointment with the business owner, the brand leader. Who do I need to speak to about XYZ? Now, if you've done your job correctly, you've complimented, you've had good energy, you've been instantly familiar with that person, and you've set their intention and not wasted their time, like most, I'll probably say 99% of the other cold calls this person's received, they will probably put you in touch 9 times out of 10 if you've ticked all of those boxes, because the number one thing that you're trying to do when overcoming a gatekeeper is be likable. Easier said than done, harder to achieve, but being likable is a lot easier when you have the right energy, pitch, and tonality. Another thing that you definitely don't want to do, guys, is you don't want to sound like a salesman. Now, what are a couple of things to avoid that salesmen do all the time? The first thing is they're over the top with their approach. Now, yes, be energetic, yes, be complimentary, but you do not want to be over the top and quote unquote fake. Be yourselves. That is a super powerful way to overcome any person, gatekeeper, business owner, not wanting to book a meeting with you. Be original and be authentic. Second thing that salesmen do, which hinders them all the time, is they go at the speed of light. Slow down your tonality, make it easy for them to listen to you. So many times when I'm listening back to new consultant sales calls, new agency sales calls, they are flying through their qualification, their education, their pitch at the speed of absolute light. Some of them, it's like a gun went off and the dogs have just run out onto the racetrack. Slow down. Now, this is hard. Again, it's easier said than done, but it's a massively powerful and impactful way to change the way you speak and come across to getting yourself more meetings. So one of the techniques I've had to do with many consultants is simply a repeat after me exercise. Feel free to join in if you're one of these people who can't naturally slow the pace down of how they speak on calls. And that is simply to repeat with me, slow the pace down. Of course, you're going the complete opposite to speed talking and probably the pace that I'm on this presentation right now, but it's different for YouTube as to when you're on a call. You need to ensure that you're speaking so they can understand you, they can be clear with what you are offering, and also just consume all of that information that you're putting onto their plate, which, by the way, they didn't ask for. How many times should you cold call or reach out to somebody who you've had some initial contact with? Very variable based on what industry, what niche you're targeting. Often I would say 3 days of calling the same prospect back is the absolute maximum. If they haven't allowed you to book an appointment, the second call, it can be seen as quirky and fun and you're doing the same thing again, but they know you now. So that instant familiarity is actually 100% authentic, it's there. The third day, it's go time. Look, I don't want to waste your time. I know you're busy. I know you don't want to waste my time either. So we respect each other's schedules. How about we set up an appointment where you can hear me out because I'm really still keen. Look, it's been 3 days now, John, and I'm still super keen to tell you about some ideas I have for helping grow your brand on top of the amazing work that you're doing already. There's an example for you guys. The thing that you want to do to book these calls is actually share some ideas. That is the primary thing that you're looking to do in any pitch. You're not trying to sell them, you're not trying to close them, you're not trying to get them on every service that you have under the sun. All that you're trying to do in the meeting that you're trying to set is share some ideas on how they can increase the results that they're already getting from their social media, their website, their online presence, whatever it is that you're pitching them. And finally, the big thing to avoid is qualify these individuals when they say yes to booking an appointment. So how can you do that? The first thing is get a date and a time and send it to them in their calendar as you are speaking to them on the phone. So have your slots available and be intentional. Can you make a call at 10:30 tomorrow morning so that we can run you through this? Just a quick call. Can you, okay, I can't do that. Okay, can you make a call at X amount of time so that I can run you through X, Y, Z? Be intentional and get them onto a specific time. If they say no, 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 that's when you say, look, John, do you still want to do this? Is this still something that's interesting? Are you interested in getting some ideas on how to take this to another level? Because look, I don't want to waste your time, and I know you wouldn't want to waste my time, but I genuinely feel like with some of the ideas I've already shortlisted, I could really help your brand maybe go to another level. And based on what you've told me, on this call already, by just still being on the call, John, there's probably a small amount of curiosity that you have about getting on this call, right? Guys, take those quotes. They are exact scripts to what you could use on your cold calls to build great relationships and book yourselves more meetings. You've got a date, you've got a time, but you still need to make sure that they show up. Is when you speak to them and you've got the date and the time, ask them this question, flip it on them. Okay, and in that 15-minute call tomorrow, John, is there anything that you're absolutely certain you want me to cover from socials? Is there any problem areas that you feel you want more information on more than others? Your website, your ads? Get something that ties their actual problem into why they want to join that call. That, my friends, is called a hook. Okay guys, I hope you've really taken some value from this and book yourselves tons more of cold call appointments so that you can pitch more services, grow your business and scale to the moon. Right now I've got 20 seconds left. So look, I've got a book. It's called The First 365. The link's below. You guys can get yourself a free copy. It's all about helping you scale your agency to the moon by signing more 2 to 4K deals over the phone. This video is kind of like a snapshot of all the information in there. Get yourself a free copy and we'll ship that out to you right away and it will be with you within 1 to 2 days. For now, check out the rest of the videos on my channel. I hope you took value from this. The others are ram-packed with value too. They should be on your screen right now. I'll see you on the other side.